welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Dee. I'm a Seint beauty artist, a DIY lash enthusiast, and now a brand ambassador for athleisure line called Savvi. It's a relatively new company. This is a cute little shawl that I'm wearing, and then an absolutely adorable sports bra. I'll link all the information down below if you're interested, but you clicked on this video probably because you were interested about Seint beauty. So today I'm going to be going through the lip and cheek colors that I have in my collection. This is not everything that is on the Seint website. I'm slowly kind of building up my collection, but I do have a decent amount of lip and cheek colors. So what I wanted to do is kind of swatch them and show them to you, kind of explain the colors, pros, not even really pros or cons, but who I'd recommend them for, that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So there are three different categories of Seint lip and cheek colors. So there's gloss, there's satin, and then there's semi-gloss. I do not have, there's only two colors that are semi-gloss, Tropicana and I think Ballerina. Those I do not have in my collection. I am interested about getting Tropicana, but it's not in my collection yet. I do have, the most that I have in my collection is satin lip and cheek colors, and I'm gonna stop saying lip, I'm just gonna say cheek just for the purpose of this video, so because it's just too many words. But I do have the most satin finish, and the difference between the glossy, and I'll show you, the glossy is obviously glossy, and then the satin is a little bit more of a matte finish. So you can see the sheen there, no sheen there. In all full disclosure, full transparency, the reason why I don't have a lot of the glossy ones is because they're not as easy to blend out on the cheek, and they're not as opaque, they're not as pigmented as the satin. I feel like the satin blend out better, and I like them better for cheek. I do not prefer these as a lip. I know a lot of Seint artists will use them as a lip color or whatever. I don't prefer it because they don't last long enough for me. To me, I'm more of like a lip scent. All those right there is lip scent. I need something that lasts a lot longer because I just don't have time to, you know, frequently put stuff on my lips. But I do like the glossy ones for my lips better than the satin. I feel like they look like glossy lips. They're not, like I'll show this one. This is the color Pinky Promise. I guess we'll just get going. They feel very, very good on the lips. I do have to say, they're not sticky or tacky, and when you talk, you don't have that like separation. So if you are looking for something that is a combo, this is it. But for me, I just don't prefer them to go on my lips, and I don't prefer the gloss. That's why I only have a couple. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this is the first one. This is Pinky Promise. You can see it's a very, very light pink color. It is very, very pretty. I was doing some other swatching for something else, so I'm gonna just put it on like this. And you can see there, it is a light pink color. This is perfect for fair skinned girls. If you are looking for something that's not super, super in your face, then I think this is really, really pretty. But all these colors are pretty on every single skin tone. I promise you, every single skin tone can wear it, but this one is a little bit more fair skin friendly. So the next one is Carousel. So it looks like this. It is, again, a really, really pretty, and you can just see here, this one is not as pigmented at all. I'm trying to build up the pigment so you guys can see it. And this one is relatively new one to my collection. I haven't really played with it, but again, this is really pretty. I use this one as a topper. So sometimes I will go in with a satin one, and I'll put this like on my apples on my cheeks or right here, almost like an illuminator or a highlighter. I think it's really pretty because it doesn't pack a lot of punch. So especially in the summertime, it just gives a little bit of luminosity to the cheeks, and I think it's really, really pretty. You can see that sheen there. Very nice. So the next one, I can never say this one. It's La Cienega. I don't know. I'll put everything down below. But this one has a little bit more of like an orangey undertone to it. It kind of reminds me of NARS Orgasm, if you're familiar with that. It's just kind of got like this orangey pink color. Very, very pretty. But again, the glosses are going to be a little bit more sheer. I don't want to say a little bit more forgiving, but the satin ones, a little bit goes a long way. These you have to kind of build up. So if you are new to adding cheek colors and you're like, oh, I don't want, you know, I want to be able to build it up a little bit, then the glossy ones might work for you and you might prefer that. But if you're going to do the satin ones, I literally do one dot and then I'll go in and then kind of build it up. I usually go in with a couple dots because I like it a little bit boom. But if you're new to cheek color and you're not sure, do one dot. So the next one is Venice. So this one looks super, super scary. When I first got it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that, but it is very, very pretty. This to me is a color that looks amazing on darker skin tones, but you can see it's sheer, and I'm putting a lot on here. So if you were just to put a dot and kind of blend it out, it wouldn't be this bad. If you are fair skin and you're like, there's no way I can pull this color off, you can. I promise every single color that you see here, you can pull off. That is what I love about it. And what's really, really fun is you can mix colors. The biggest trend right now is doing like an ombre cheek color where you put a little bit lighter here and then a darker here. And like these two colors right here would be beautiful mixed. Just have fun with it. But this color, even though I put a lot on, you can tone it down and it will look pretty even on fair skin. So the last color that I have in the gloss is Desert Sunset. So this one is a little bit more of a brownie nude. You can see right there. So again, I mean, this is a perfect color. Like if I'm not wanting something, not a lot of color, this is great when I put my bronzer on. I already have that kind of warmth there, and then I can just put this and get a little bit more glossy. And that's the other thing that these do, because they're glossy. I mean, they're glossy on your lips, but they also are a little bit glossier on your face as well. So it gives a little bit more of a shimmer. I shouldn't say shimmer, a glow, if you will. So that's what I like about those. So that is all that I have in the glossy thing. Like I said, I just prefer the satin, so that's the one, those are the ones that I gravitate towards, but the glossy ones are pretty too. So I'm probably just gonna keep on going and just do my whole arm. So I try to section them off by colors, so we'll see how this works. I absolutely love pinks. That is my favorite cheek color ever. I love, love, love pinks. So the first one is Hollywood. This one is, and these colors, I mean, they are so pigmented. When you go in, I mean, I went boom, 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 and I'm like, oh gosh, that's a lot. So let's go with this one. And see here, very, very pretty. So you can see here, it's got kind of like a berry undertone. It's not super, super pink. It's not like baby pink, but it's very, very pretty. This is one that I wear all the time, and I definitely recommend it for fair skin. So the next one is Pink Grapefruit. It looks like this right here. And this one to me is a little bit more pinky. Oh, it's so, so pretty. This one and the next one that I'm gonna show you, the Baby Watermelon, are the two that I wear all the time. They are just so, so pretty. And you can see here, it has a little bit more of a mauve-y undertone than the Hollywood. It's definitely a little bit more pigmented. So this is the color that I would say I wear probably 99% of the time. I always gravitate towards it. It is called Baby Watermelon. And to me, this is more of a baby pink. You can see there, it is pretty, pretty. This is a little bit lighter than the Pink Grapefruit, but still within that same family. But this is the one that I gravitate towards almost every single day. So the next color is Dahlia. And you can see here, it is very, very bright color. Oh, it's so pretty. I don't know why, I mean, I always grabbed this one because I'm just comfortable with it, but I really need to like just every day wear a different color, because now that I'm doing the swatches, I'm like, oh, that one's pretty, oh, that one's pretty. But you can see here, it's a little bit more of a strawberry, like I wish this, like to me, this one's more of a watermelon because it has a little bit more of the red undertone. But again, when you look at this, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so bright. But when you swatch it out, a little bit goes a long way, and you can get that kind of the flesh look without using a lot of product. And these will last you forever. So these are $14. They retail for $14. You can see here how pigmented they are with two little divots or whatever. It's gonna take you forever to go through these. So you definitely get, they're good products, high quality products, but they are super, super affordable. That was it for my pinky colors. Next, we're gonna kind of go into I guess, orangey kind of colors, and then more of a little bit redder red colors. I don't know why I keep saying redder. So the next one is Seint Tropez. So this one I was on the fence with, and I really, really like it. I do not wear this one by itself because it is a little bit lighter, but what I like about it is I can mix it with other ones. So you can see here, it's definitely orange. I mean, exactly what it is in the pan, but I like to mix them. So I will take this one and put a little bit right here, and then I'll take a lot of times the baby watermelon and put it right here, and it kind of blends it out, gives a little bit more of the orangey undertone, but I love this color just with other, you can create a custom color with this. But I don't wear this one by itself because it does kind of wash me out a little bit. So the next one is Frenchie. So it looks like this, and this is my most used because I do not use this as a cheek color. I actually use this as an under eye corrector. So if you've watched any of my other videos, this is the one that I use. I will put it under my eyes, and then I will go in with Sunlit, and it's a yellowy. This is a little bit like a pinky, kind of a orangey, and that will cancel out my purpley blue, and then the Sunlit, which is yellow, will cancel out some of my greenish blue. So I have two different colors under my eyes, so I have to use two different colors to color correct it out. So this one I use as a color corrector and not a cheek color, but it still is a really, really pretty cheek color. And to me, I feel like if you have darker skin tone, then this will look really, really natural and pretty on you and kind of give you that flush look. Whereas to me, I don't feel like I can pull it off as well on my cheek because of how fair I am. And plus I feel like I put it under my eyes. I don't want to put it on my cheek. So that's it for like the orangey kind of colors. The next one is Plum. So this one looks really like, it almost looks like the same color as this, like a taupey color, but it is so, so pretty. And again, it looks so scary, but when you swatch it on, it is not, I don't know, it's coming across as very brown, but when I swatch it on, it looks so, so pretty, and it kind of gives me that, a little bit of a darker red flush, or darker flush look is what it looks like, but it is very pretty. Don't let it scare you. This is something that I wouldn't recommend if you're just starting out, but if you're adding stuff to your collection, I think this one is really, really pretty. Kind of, I mean, the plummy, to me, it's not very plummy. It's a little bit brown, but still very, very pretty. This one is the one that gets me every time. This is the nude one. Again, very, very brown, but this is, to me, the one when I do it, it gives me the most natural flush look, which it doesn't look like it would. A little bit does go a long way, but when I do it, it will give me like this reddish brown look, and it looks the most natural on me. These do not look natural, they're pink. This one right here, the nude, it's crazy how, let me see if I can, let's see, I got a little bit of pink, but it probably, I'm gonna take my brush. And you see how when it's buffing out, it kind of goes into this reddish, like kind of a flush look. It's not brown at all. And then what I do is that I will always go in with a beauty blender and just clean up the edges. So there's no like harsh lines, but also I can make sure that I didn't bring it too far in my face. So you can see here, it's like a flush, like very natural look, and then here's kind of flat. So even though like you look at this and you go, there's no way that that's gonna be a natural color, it gives it the most natural kind of flush look. So this one I don't normally recommend because people are like, she's crazy. But I do like the way it kind of blends in to a very natural flush look. Like that, see? It's crazy, crazy. That's the one that I know it's crazy, it looks brown, but it does give a very, very natural flush look if you are a fair skinned lady like me. So last but not least is the color Sangria, and this one is very, very, this one is very, very in your face. And again, it's very, very pigmented, but it is very, very pretty. So again, with these products, with the satin ones, a little bit goes a long way. So if you want to use this color, you just dab a little bit on, and then you buff it out. And it is so easy. If you go too crazy with your cheek color, which I have been known to do, what I do is I will take a little bit, I'll take my blush and buff brush here, I will dab it a little bit into my main foundation color, and I'll go on top of my cheeks and blend it out like that. So it tones down the color, and then sometimes I will go in and take my foundation color and just put it there so I have that sharp line where it's not dry, you know, it's not dragging my face down. But it's super, super easy because these are cream products and they're so pigmented and they blend so effortlessly together. If you do go crazy on the blush, you can fix it a heck of a lot easier. I can remember when I would try powder blushes and then I would go crazy with it. It was much more pigmented than I thought, and then try to tone it down with powder, and then you just get like that cakey powder look. Not with these. You can tone it down with more cream product. It will still look natural. And then again, the Beauty Blender is going to be your friend. This is actually a Real Techniques blender, but I always buff it out, and then I'll even go on here, making sure that there's no harsh lines, making sure that it presses in my skin, and it gives it the most natural look. So that's it. So again, there are much more other colors on Seint Beauty's website. Like I mentioned before, I am slowly adding to my collection, but I wanted to do this video because I know sometimes if you go, or not sometimes, if you're like me and you go on the website and you don't see, like you're looking at the little thumbnail there and you're like, I don't know if it's that color or whatever. Hopefully this gives you a little bit more visualization of what the colors look like. So if you are new to Seint or you're adding to your collection, you can see which ones might be your personal preference. And definitely play with these. If you're somebody that always goes for a pink, go for one of these nude colors or the plum colors and get that natural look. Or, you know, try a crazy color. I promise you, they're all going to look very natural on your skin. You can tone them down. You can do them as bright and vibrant as you want, or you can just do a little wash of color. Very, very good. The other thing I would recommend, I personally, like I said, I like the satins the best, but if you're starting out, maybe start out in the glossy because they're not as pigmented, and these are easier to use on your lip and cheek if you want to go that route. But the satins are pretty as well, and I mean, just look at those colors, like, oh, they're so pretty. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully that helps you. Please let me know if you have any comments or questions. Please leave them in the comments below. I will leave my website down in case you are interested in purchasing any of these products. But please let me know if you have any questions. Until next time, bye.